The following is a presentation of the 6HL powered by Sports Gamer and the 6HL media team.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Hockey here on the 6HL. I, as always, am your host, TJ the Chalkboard, coming to you live from the basement of the Legion of Doom headquarters in Newmarket, Ontario. I'm speaking as fast as I can, trying to get through this as fast as I can, because we are running way behind tonight. We were having some technical difficulties. I was supposed to have Jake from State Farm, the Vice President of Operations, here with me. Between that and some storms we were getting from our other guest, some things didn't quite go the way that we wanted to, but coming to join me right now on the stream, everybody, please welcome the head of 6HL Media. Oh my God, it's Harry. How you doing, Harry? Not too bad, not too bad. Definitely a little stressed trying to get all this going as fast and as I could, But thankfully, we were able to get this far, and it's going. So, I know you guys are having some storms down there. So obviously, if you have to jump out or anything at all, by all means, don't feel bad. Just hoping that bad weather misses you as it goes along. Really quickly, going to take a super quick look at the game lines here for the St. Louis Blues tonight. It's some fat geezer at center, Savage at left wing, Control Alt Delete You at right wing, Clemsy at left D, Zdeno at right D, and QC Pro QC at net. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, will be taking center. Left wing will be Stu. Right wing is Kucherov. Left defense Connor Cares. Right D will be Moosey. So when there's a Moose in the lineup, you know who we put our odds and favorites on. And in goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning will be Loxies. It looks like they're just about ready to go. In fact, here they are. They're going. They are 100% going here. So I'm going to open this up as fast as I can, and automatically a goal. There's Stu getting one early, and St. Louis on the board. Again, guys, sorry that we're late here, but Tampa Bay already. It was Stu from Tampa. Getting that one. So it's already 1-0 Tampa here as we roll along. Friday night 6HL hockey. Some fat geezer has that knocked off his stick. St. Louis will have to turn around and get reset. Here we go now. Here's Stutzel. Stu trying to get it back up to the point. That one can't go. Oh, and Control Alt Delete getting absolutely rocked there by Connor Cares. Stu shoots and scores. It's 2-0. Tampa Bay jumping out early. They're getting out in front, and they're walking away. Yeah, this has been a whole lot of fun. Glad we made it just as the game was starting. But man, Stu and the Tampa Bay Lightning must know that they're running prime time, because here they are doing a damn good job. Here's Connor Cares with the puck now. Tries to get it over to the left-hand side to Stu. That one will go in down low. Missing everybody. St. Louis can't really do anything right now. Control Alt getting it over to Renault. His pass picked off by its taken. Oh, big opportunity there. Control Alt Delete getting a good shot there. I want a big stop by Loxies. Tampa Bay winning the face-off. Here's Connor Cares. Get it over to Moosey. Moosey bringing it up over the line. He'll send that down to Stu. Stu looking out front. Still has the puck. Taking a couple bumps. Holding on to it still. Moving around. Looks out front. Oh, can't find anyone. And some fat geezer gets knocked off the puck. It goes out. Tampa Bay now going to have to reset. Connor Cares getting it over to Kucherov. Kucherov sending it down low. Oh, looking for opportunities there, but can't get it going. Up to Connor Cares. Oh, that one put on and tipped, and a great save there by Pro QC. And there we go. We'll get an icing call. So a offensive zone faceoff for the Tampa Bay Lightning here. Oh, there we go. And here we are. Savage with it now. He has that knocked off of his stick. Moosey with the puck. Moosey getting it over to Stu. Oh, Stu getting bumped off the puck down low. Manages to get it back. Stu getting it back again. Big shot on and a huge save there for Pro QC. St. Louis now moving back the other way. Here's Geezer. He gets absolutely rocked. Oh, boy. Tampa coming out to play here tonight. Big shot on and a big save by Pro QC.
Tampa's really bringing it tonight as expected.
Oh, yes, that's why these guys actually, I feel bad because I had earlier mentioned that, these were the top two teams. But after the wins last night, actually, Buffalo has moved to first in the 6HL. So this is actually number 1 in the West versus number 2 in the East currently, but there's not a lot of room between Buffalo and Tampa. And Tampa obviously wants to walk away with at least 2 points here tonight. And so far, they're doing a pretty good job of making sure that that happens. W, can you hear Harry now? W in the chat was saying that he couldn't hear you, so.
Should I bring my mic closer?
No, I think I changed a couple of the settings here. I think you should be good. We'll find out. Here we go now. Tampa Bay with it. Kucherov getting it to Moosey. Moosey with a little bit of room gets. Oh, trying to get that out front to Kucherov and just couldn't work out. Kucherov up to Moosey. Here's Moosey now over to Stu. Stu with a shot on and another big save there by Pro QC. Stu will just get that one on net. Stu getting rocked in the corner. Pro QC with a big save, and we'll get another offensive zone face-off here for Tampa.
Tampa's really bringing the heat right now.
Oh, they are buzzing.
St. Louis, they got to get some of these guys like Geezer or Clemsy, the guys that who got the points, get some leadership going right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need. Here's Geezer now with the puck. Gets it back up to the point. Oh, that shot goes just wide of the net. Kucherov will grab that and get that back to Moosey. Moosey with it now. Not afraid to move the puck. And he's a good defenseman with the puck, that's for sure. Stu has that knocked off him. Now it's St. Louis coming back the other way. They can't get anything going there. Here's Stu now. Stu on that right-hand side trying to get it down low. Gets it back up to the point to Connor Cares. Connor Cares shot on that one, gets tipped. And a stop there by QC. Not a hard stop, but another one that he had to make. Tampa is certainly getting their opportunities. Haven't seen a lot of shots here from St. Louis. Another play broken up there, and Tampa now coming back the other way. Ronald able to pick that off. Here's Control-Alt-Delete, trying to get it out front to some fat geezer. It feels weird when I say that. Feels like I'm just talking about some guy that I've never met before. Here we go. St. Louis trying to get it over the line. Oh my God! And what a big hit there. Here's Stu with the puck now. That pass shot scores.
Wow. St. Louis got to get something going here.
Oh, 100%. I believe that is that taken?
Yeah, that was Stutzel to Taken, I believe.
Yeah. What?
Right now, the Blues are on their heels, and they got to get something going here.
That was massive. Absolutely massive. First time chat from officially Jake. Jake, wish you were here. Make sure that you give us a like and a follow. Ducky, let's go Tampa. First time chat. Make sure to give us a follow, buddy. Thank you very much for chatting with us. And at the end of the first period, oh man, Tampa certainly finding the way to get it done here. It's 3-0? Yeah, 3-0.
Yep, right, it is 3-0. I'm kind of shocked.
Me too.
That I mean, St. Louis, they got to come readjust. They're on their heels right now. Like, there's not too much we're seeing from them.
No.
I mean, they got one shot.
100%. Like, and we thought this was for sure going to be a goalie battle, right? With Pro QC and Loxies. We'll talk more about that between the games. But yeah, like there was that definite thought going into this one. Let's just be clear here, right? Like, shots are 9-1, as I pointed out. Didn't seem like St. Louis had a lot of shots. They only got one shot that entire period. What I will say, though, is that this is St. Louis. And they could turn it on at any minute, and this could be a whole lot of fun. So do not count St. Louis out of it here. Here we go, moving into the second period. St. Louis will win that face-off. Definitely a better start to the period there. Some Fackies are trying to get that over to the left-hand side. That gets picked off, and now Tampa heading back the other way. Stu with the puck. Kucherov was offside, so we'll get a neutral zone face-off. Good push there. Face-off win for St. Louis. Here's some fat geezer. He'll get it over to control. I'll delete you. Oh! And Stutzel in a great position there to pick off that pass to Savage. That looked like a goal for sure. And here we go now. Oh, Tampa Bay coming back the other way, but a good stick on that back end by Zdeno. And finally, St. Louis showing some signs of life there. Savage getting that shot on.
Huge stick by Stu. I mean, he's making plays on both ends on the ice. He's been very noticeable so far.
Yes, 100%. 100%. He's playing very, very well here tonight. Face-off win. Oh, St. Louis almost able to get that one quick. Here's Stu now. So we'll try to get that one down low. That one hits a stick. St. Louis back the other way. This is Clemsy. Clemsy trying to get that one out front. Moosey there to block that off. Moosey with it now, just holding it. Gets that one up to Kucherov. Kucherov tries to send that one down low, but it gets picked off. And now it's St. Louis back the other way with numbers. Clemsy holding on to it. Oh, big hit there. And we'll get out of the zone, and St. Louis will have to reset. Here's Clemsy again. Taken, picking that pass off. Gets it back to Moosey. Oh, Moosey looking over to Taken. Taken, try to get that down to Kucherov. But Zdeno was right there. Here they come now. Savage tries to get that shot off, but just can't get it. And here they come now. Here's Stu. Stu turning it around, sending it to Kucherov down low. Wraparound attempt and a stop there by Pro QC. Tampa go all the way back. That one will be called for icing. So Tampa will get a chance for an offensive zone faceoff.
St. Louis had a good chance going back, and instead of keeping it easy, they decided to hot dog that 2-on-1.
A little bit. Yes, they did. There's Connor Cares now getting it to Kucherov. Ooh. Good shot there. Gets blocked on the way through. St. Louis coming back the other way. Savage getting absolutely rocked there by Connor Cares. And here they come now. Taken over to Kucherov. Oh, Kucherov tried to go back to Taken. And that one gets picked off. St. Louis now back the other way. Savage trying to get that over the middle. Can't hit anyone. That one gets picked off. St. Louis gets it back, so they'll reset in their own zone. Oh, good pick there. Here comes Stutzel. Stu, trying to push that one on. Big save there for Pro QC. This is Control-Alt-Delete now. Is that knocked off him? Here they come. Stu with a little bit of room. Looking to try and get that through the crease, but hits the side of the net, and St. Louis will start heading back. But Tampa doing a good job getting back on the back check. Limiting the chances. Oh, here we go now. Taken. Couldn't do anything with that one as he came over the middle. It looked like he had a little bit of room, but it closed up real quick on him. Connor Cares now with the puck, gets that up to Stutzel. Stu trying to push that in, trying to get back to it. Giving chase to Geezer. Here's Control-Alt-Delete now. He gets rocked. Some Fackies are able to pick that up. Tries to get it out front to Control-Alt-Delete, but that one gets picked off. Now here's Kucherov. Kucherov to take him back to Kucherov. Oh, and he just couldn't get the shot off. Here's St. Louis now. This one going back and forth. This is the kind of hockey that I love to see. Oh, here we go now. Taken. He can't do anything with it. Here's Swagachev. Oh, Kucherov gets absolutely crushed there. Here's Stu now. Stu gets hammered by Zdeno. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What a game so far.
Yeah, and that period was a lot better defensively for the St. Louis Blues,
Yeah.
and I think they just need to take what they did in that period and apply it to the third, and they'll get the results that they need.
Yeah, still only down by 3. Tampa not able to increase that lead.
Only picking up 2 shots that period. We'd like
Yeah.
to see them shoot a little bit more. Shoot low, drive to the net. That good things will happen.
Yeah, exactly. But, going back to what I said just before the game when I was going through the lines, Connor Cares and Moosey out there. When there's a moose on the ice, you have to give the advantage, right?
Yeah.
Not much you're going to be able to do against a moose.
Oh yeah, they're one tough cookie.
Yes, here we go. Third period of play about to begin. Game 1 tonight between St. Louis and Tampa Bay. St. Louis will win that face-off. Here we go. So it looks like Chara actually isn't in the lineup. That's Ronald, I think. So I guess a line change was made here at some point. Here's Savage now. Gets it to Geezer. Geezer tries to get the shot on, but he gets bumped off the puck. Big hit behind the net by Connor Cares. They tried to get that one out front. Now Tampa back the other way. Here's Stu. Oh, Stu couldn't get the shot off. Gets the shot there. Big stop by QC. Oh, my God. That one phased right through the goal crease. That was, oof. That could have been real bad. Here's Stu now. Stu gets bumped off the puck. Kucherov almost able to grab that. Tampa Bay sending it back. They want to take the chance to get reset here, and they will. Oh, good sticks there. Both sides. Not a lot of play here in the third period. Able to get out of the neutral zone. Tampa Bay doing a good job kind of locking them. Oh, here we go. Finally breaking through. Here's Savage. Savage tries to get that pass out front, but it just goes right back to the boards. Here's Kucherov now. Kucherov getting it to Moosey. Moosey can't get that shot off. Kucherov getting the puck back. He gets bumped off the puck. And now Geezer going back the other way. Moosey will pick that one up. Moosey holding it, tries to send it down low. A little weak there. Control-Alt-Delete with the puck now in the Tampa zone. Oh, looking to find Geezer out front. Geezer ends up getting it, but can't get a shot on. Ronald with the shot, and that one gets blocked. Again, Ronald with the puck. Oh, big shot there from Savage. Oh, and we got a penalty coming. Yeah, that was the trip. Yeah, that was Geezer.
This could be bad for the Blues.
Yeah, Geezer taking the trip there. I saw it behind the net. I wasn't sure exactly what happened, but yeah, Geezer tripped up Connor Cares behind the net. So Tampa Bay getting the first power play opportunity of the game. Connor Cares with a shot. That one gets tipped.
Little stat line for you. The Blues actually have the best PK percentage everyone out of the whole league. So
that's not surprising. The way that these guys generally play defense, they are they play it very tight. They can keep that tight box, and they do a very good job at boxing guys out. Keep slowing down the pace. Here against Tampa tonight, they had some struggle in the first period, but seem to have been able to shut them down since. It's just a matter of being able to get it going back the other way. St. Louis will win that face-off. Here's Savage trying to find himself a little bit of room. Ooh, tries to pass that down, but now Kucherov with room. Oh, has that knocked off him by Lemsey. Good job done there. Here's Moosey now. Moosey gets it over to Taken to Kucherov. Kucherov back up to Moosey. Moosey over to Stu. Big shot on. And Pro QC with a save there. I wonder if you'd want me to call him Pro. Or if you want me to call him Lego. I'm sure he'd be fine.
I don't know. I think a Pro would just be fun.
Yeah. And here we go. Connor Cares with a shot on. Oh, that one takes a tip. And it looks like, penalty coming to Tampa Bay here. I believe that's taken. No, it was Kucherov. Kucherov with that trip. Ooh, now we get some 4-on-4 hockey. It's only about 10 seconds here, so Tampa better be careful. Here's Stu now. Stu with a good little move. Shot on. Oh, and what a giant save there by Pro QC. Moosey with the puck now. He gets it down low to Stu. Stu trying to turn it around. He can't get anything done with it. Ends up getting it back. Great job there by Moosey, reading that play. Oh, and a huge, huge hit there. Stu will get the puck. He's going to take his time, and he'll clear that down into the St. Louis zone, and they'll have to get reset. Here's Savage. Savage getting bumped off the puck, and a great job here again. Tampa Bay doing a fantastic job so far, just, shutting it down, not giving them a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, they're sitting at third for PK percentage, so.
Oh, Moosey with a big shot on net, and that one saved by Pro QC. So in fact, Geezer ends up grabbing that rebound. St. Louis now back the other way. Kucherov picking off that pass, and here he comes. A little bit of room. Looks over to Stu. Stu getting it back up to the point to Connor Cares. That shot on, a weak shot. And gets picked off before Kucherov can find a piece of it. Oh, and a big hit there by Kucherov on Calmsey. Oh, big hit there. Looked like that was just a retribution hit. Tampa going to get another opportunity here on the...
careless hit in the neutral zone.
Yes, big time. Oh, and he's in
Can't
the box.
be taking those.
So we're not going to have a good look here for a few minutes. Oh, no. There goes that one. Moosey with the puck now. Gets that over to Stutzel.
Oh, he must have heard us.
Yeah, he must have heard us and changed the angle. Thank you very much. Oh, big shot there. And a stop. Tampa doing a pretty good job. Yeah, take your time. Don't need to rush anything at this point. You're up by 3. Oh, that one goes just offside, so we'll get a neutral zone face-off here outside of the St. Louis zone. Some big hits here. Some very big hits here we've seen so far. Neutral zone face-off win for Tampa. Stutzel with the puck. Ooh, nice little move there. Tries to make himself a little bit of room. But Ronald right there to tie him up. Here we go now. Connor Cares with the puck. Ooh, that one almost goes offside. Taken with the puck. Here we go. Stutzel with the puck. Oh, that shot a little bit slower than I think he wanted it to be. And QC able to make that save. Big shot there from Connor Cares. That one gets stopped. Now it's St. Louis back the other way. Here comes Geezer. To control alt delete, trying to get it out front, but can't do anything there. There's Ronald getting it back to control alt delete. Control up to the point. Big shot on and a big stop there. Loxey's coming up big. Not having to make a lot of saves, but definitely making saves where he needed to. Here's QC getting that up to control alt delete. He gets bumped off the puck. Fat Geezer with it now. Little spin move. Oh my God, what a defensive play there. Yeah, that was Moosey. I'm pretty sure. Making that defensive play there, getting the stick in, and they didn't even get a shot off out of that. That looked so dangerous. They had Loxey's beat dead to rights.
Too many dangles there. I would have liked him to see him just rip it.
Maybe getting a little too fancy. Here's Moosey with it now. 9 seconds remaining here in the third period. Moosey gets that one to Kucherov. One last opportunity. And that'll do it for game 1. Oh, man.
Man, that was a statement from Tampa.
That was. This Tampa team looks so dangerous, the potential. The potential 100% of seeing St. Louis and Tampa for the finals. The fact that we're likely going to see at some point Tampa Bay versus Buffalo in the playoffs. Oof.
And with that shutout, that's Loxey's actually has 5 shutouts now on the season.
Damn.
Going 8-8, 8-2.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that was a big game for Tampa.
Yeah.
If you're Tampa, you're feeling pretty happy right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if what St. Louis was doing, if they just thought they were going to come in and just stomp all over Tampa, but that wasn't the case in this game 1.
No,
I mean,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
I'm looking at the standings. When I was looking at this earlier, St. Louis has 81 points.
Yep.
I was looking at all the other teams. I mean, everyone's looking at 70 points. I mean, they got a 11-point lead on the whole league.
Sorry, Busted Times Gaming in the chat saying Moose. That's right, Moose indeed.
That's just if you're feeling if you're Tampa right now, I mean, you're gonna go into that game too, and you're just gonna keep playing how you're playing.
Exactly. Tampa doesn't need to change a thing right now in terms of what they were doing there in game 1.
The only thing I could say that they needed to not do the second game is don't go for the long passes. I saw too many attempts. Go short passes. You keep making those long passes. Eventually, it's gonna catch up to you, and you're gonna make a mistake, and you're gonna get caught.
100%. So speaking of which, you hit on that. That was actually Loxy's 5th shutout of the season. Again, we were having some technical difficulties, so everybody, thank you very much for being patient and waiting for us. And here we are. We've made it. We are live, enjoying another great Friday night of hockey here in the 6HL. But we were going to be talking about the goalies, right, in the goaltender matchup, because this one. Now, again, I just realized, so if we take a look here at the game, Pro QC is actually going back to net now. So I don't know who the right D is that they were bringing in, but he was actually the right D in that last game, so I don't know who was goalie. So now we're going to get the matchup that we were expecting to see. But yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they make a forward change as well. I mean, 4 shots, 19 versus 19, like that's just not acceptable from St. Louis.
No, they definitely got to be coming with something better than that. But let's talk about that goaltending matchup of Pro QC versus Loxy's. What really stands out between those two for you? Obviously, the 5 shutouts for Loxy's.
Yeah, considering Loxy's probably doesn't have the best record. I mean, he's 8-2 now, but he's got a 2.41 goals allowed average. So I gotta give him props. Those are some impressive numbers.
Oh, 100%.
For that kind of record that he's got. I mean, he's sitting at a point 1.8 like 2.0 save percentage. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty solid.
100%. That's absolutely unreal, right? But we were talking about it before the stream went up, when we were trying to sort out the difficulties, and we were talking about about these goalies. The thing with Loxy's and what you have to consider when you're thinking about hold on, sorry, 1 second here. I just want to make sure I get this shut down for now. There we go. Okay, perfect. One of the things that I was that you would probably notice, is that look at the start of the season to now, right? So, Tampa Bay is another one of those stories. The first couple weeks, they were doing okay, then really kind of had a fall off and were really struggling there for about a week and a half. And it wasn't up until the Tampa Buffalo game where all of a sudden that switch flicked for Tampa Bay, and they just started running away with it from that point, right? And Loxy's does have a lot to do with that, but he did play a bunch of games right off the start of the season, which is where a bunch of those losses came from, But if you look at what they're doing together as a team, and what I had mentioned, just before the game, right? That defensive pairing of Connor, Cares, and Moosey. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I do not care what defensive, I don't care what offensive line you're throwing at them. These guys have a great ability to just shut teams down. They keep the play to the outside. They know when to be physical. They know how to allow it to come to them. They know how to use the sticks and stay disciplined. This is, a great defensive pairing for Tampa.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm looking at Connor Cares. He's in 5th on the skater stats, and he's got a pretty impressive takeaway giveaway ratio. 95 takeaways and 98 giveaways with 155 interceptions. Wow. I mean, I don't see those are some impressive numbers. I don't see anyone really doing it better than that.
No. No.
And Moosey, I mean, he's more. I think he's more of a defensive defenseman. He's only got 27 points, and he's got 98 interceptions, which is pretty impressive as well.
No, 100%. Like I said, just absolutely fantastic all the way around. Looks like they're getting ready. So Ben Sniffer is in there. So I don't know how they're going to work this out if he's jumping into that. I guess he's jumping over to the left wing.
It looks like St. Louis is confident with their forward group, but it's making that one defensive change. We'll see if it has an impact like they think it will.
No, so oh yeah, so Savage is moving to right D, which puts Ben Sniffer on the left wing. So this is going to be different. This is definitely going to be a different looking lineup than what we saw in game 1. Obviously, wanting to make a change there. Again, with Pro QC was playing defense in the last game. He was supposed to be the goalie. So obviously something happened here last minute where they had to make some changes.
So yeah, this could be a very impactful change. Ben Sniffer coming in, he's got 24 games played, 27 goals, 38 assists, 65 points. He's 5th on their skater stats.
Yeah, and we've seen him playing, on a bunch of the games that we've covered for St. Louis. We've seen him playing with some fat geezer, and we know that those two can connect. So, that has to be the question here. Can they find a way to connect and get it going up against Tampa, who just managed to stymie them in that first game? Or will it be a repeat of that here in game 2?
Yeah, Tampa came out just like how Tampa's going to come out every game, hot and ready to go. I mean, you can't be lacking here.
No.
With Tampa Bay, because the way that they strike the net is been impressive.
And actually, I like that reference. They coming out hot and ready. So Little Caesars.
Please sponsor us.
Yeah, exactly. Little Caesars love that. Hot and ready pizza. Okay, so there we go. Actually, so guys, really, really quickly here while we have the opportunity, just waiting for these guys to get started, but we're going to hit you with the socials one time.
Want more 6HL? Give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. As well, you can join us every time we go live for one of our streams on the official 6HL Twitch channel.
Nope, that one's me. So this is what we were supposed to see. There's Jake's face.
Jake's photobombing the stream.
There's Jake's face. So Jake was supposed to be here with us. Jake from State Farm, the vice president of hockey operations here for the 6HL, was supposed to be joining us live on the stream. And this is the picture that he told me to put up. There was actually another one. So, chat, would you swipe right?
Let's get some. Would you swipe right in the chat? Let's see.
Come on, chat. Let's see what you got. Would you swipe right?
I know look at this Incomparables face. Answer.
Look at this.
Where is he at?
Look at this face. Not just a face that only a mother could love. But yeah, so again, we've seen some, I've seen some serious hockey there in that first one. Oh, here we go. They're about to connect now.
Yeah, I think Tampa doesn't really need to change much. Just go for those short passes more, and because those long passes will catch up eventually. At least that's what I feel like,
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. So looks like no changes at all. They're sticking with what worked. So it's taken is at center, and Kucherov is on the right wing instead. Connor Cares and Moosey with Loxy's and net. So
I think Taken was at center in the first game.
Yeah, he was. That's what threw me off a couple times. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, Kucherov's play by name is Swagovich or whatever.
Yeah, Swagachev. And here we go. Game 2. Tampa Bay and St. Louis about to get underway here. This one should be a whole lot of fun. Not expecting to see what we saw in that last game. I think this one's definitely going to be a little more even. Stutzel in the chat saying Tampa for the cup. Maybe.
I think St. Louis is gonna have more of a game this, but I think Tampa's gonna take it.
Well, we'll see. That's your prediction. Let's get some predictions from the chat, guys. Who do you think is going to take this one? Here we go. Offensive zone win for Tampa. Here's Stutzel coming in. Has that one knocked off him. Now it's St. Louis back the other way. Here's Geezer. Oh, Geezer with a little bit of room. Big shot on. Oh, and what a giant save by Loxies. Unbelievable toe save there by Loxies. Oh, big shot on by Taken. He gets knocked off the puck. Stu waiting there right up at the point and grab that. St. Louis able to get that one out. So Tampa is going to have to reset here. Here's Moosey. The Moose is on the loose. Taken as that one knocked off his stick. Ben Sniffer with it now. Oh, here we go. Control-Alt-Delete. He gets knocked off the puck. Here's Tampa now. Stu gets it around back. Looking out front. That one gets knocked off the stick. St. Louis with it now. Here's some fat Geezer. Drops it back. Back to Geezer. Ooh, trying to get that one out front. Control-Alt-Delete just couldn't get a hold of it. There's Ben Sniffer. Oh, and Geezer just could not get a stick on that pass. Pass out front. Great defensive job there. And yeah, St. Louis looking a little different this time. Here's Ben Sniffer with it. Now gets it to Geezer. That shot hits a body on the way through. Easy stop there for Loxies. Tampa Bay back the other way now. Here's Stutzel. He gets absolutely crushed and knocked off the puck. Coming back the other way now. Here's Savage. Savage gets it back to Geezer. Ooh, Geezer getting hit. Now it's Tampa coming back the other way. Here's Stu. Stu gets bumped off the puck by Savage. Tampa will have to go back and get reset. Here they go now looking for that Omaha. Not able to get it. Here's Control-Alt-Delete. That one goes offside, so we'll get a neutral zone face-off here. Quick play here.
And if you're St. Louis right now, you got to be scratching at your eyes. I mean, we saw some phenomenal chances, and they just couldn't capitalize.
100%. 100%. Indian swag in the chat. Go Tampa. Yes, go Tampa. So far, so good for them tonight. Here's St. Louis with it. They'll wrap it around the boards. Ben Sniffer getting it down. He'll get that one back. Gets it over to Geezer. Geezer, oh, trying to get that pass over. But again, great defensive sticks here by Tampa. They're doing such a good job. Oh, here's Geezer now. St. Louis in with numbers. Shot pass, scores! And Savage coming in from the point.
I can't believe that wasn't a goalie interference. I mean,
yeah, I was waiting for that one to be called back. That's why I hesitated there. And no, that one's a good goal. Savage getting that one. Goes from offense over to back to defense this game. And he gets a goal here to get St. Louis on the board. It's 1-0 St. Louis. 6:50 remaining here in the first period. Delete with the puck. Gets it back up to the point. That shot on takes the tip. Oh, Ben Sniffer with a shot. Moosey able to grab that one. And here comes Tampa Bay back the other way now. Kucherov getting it over to Stu. That one knocked off of his stick. Tampa will have to get reset. Here's Stu with the puck again. Hands it over to Connor Cares. Connor Cares has that knocked off him. Goes back the other way. Tampa again having to reset. Here's Moosey with the puck now. Moosey getting it up to Taken. Taken has that one knocked off him. It goes back to Moosey. Moosey, oh, over to Stu. That shot gets stopped. Big, big save there by Pro QC. Here's Connor Cares. Big shot on, and that one stopped by QC. Big shot and scores. And Taken, making it 1-1.
and I think that's his 60th point this season. I think he had a goal last game, and he's got a goal now. That's his 60th point.
Unreal. Having a great season. Another guy on Tampa having an absolutely great season. Oh, Kucherov almost able to split the seam there, but a great defensive play by Clemsy allowed them to shut that down. And there's Loxies. He'll shut it down. We'll get an offensive zone face-off here for St. Louis. Ooh, face-off win for St. Louis. There's, oh. And Geyser getting that shot on, but just can't, just couldn't beat Loxies here. Here they come now. St. Louis moving it back the other way. There's Geyser getting it over to Delete. Tampa getting that one back, taken over to Stu. Only a couple seconds left here. They got to shoot it on. He'll get that one on backhand. A big stop there by Pro QC. And at the end of one, it's 1-1.
Better performance by the Blues.
Oh, yeah.
I think Tampa getting that goal, though, that when they got it,
The
really,
equalizer, yep.
yeah, it really killed some of the momentum the Blues had that period. I think we'll see more of a back and forth hockey, and they're gonna have to really come up with some different plays to get the puck in the back of the net.
100%. It's obviously much closer. That first game, they only had one shot in the first period. They got 4 shots here. Tampa Bay out shooting them. Time on attack reflecting a different story, though that's only different here by about 30 seconds. Tampa Bay obviously controlling the face-off circle. That is hugely important, especially when we're seeing a lot of back and forth action. You're not getting a lot of face-offs. So if you're controlling the first play, that can definitely help. Busted Games in the chat saying that St. Louis wins by game 2 by 1. So he thinks they're going to win this one by 1. We shall see. Second period underway. Tampa Bay will win that one. Here's Taken. He gets knocked off the puck. That one goes all the way back to Moosey. Moosey's going to take his time, going all the way back to get reset. Here he comes now. Gets that over to Stu. Stu trying to get that over to Kucherov. That one will miss everybody. Oh, and Stu manages to get it back in the corner there. Savage took a weird angle to get to that puck and completely missed it. Here's Geyser now with it. He keeps it down low. There's Delete. Delete trying to get that one out front. That'll go right to Stutzel. Now Tampa back the other way. Stu with a little bit of room. Oh, he has that one poked off him. Great job there. Much better job this game by St. Louis defensively. Here's Moosey with the puck now. That shot on stopped. QC will take the face-off here for sure.
I think making that change, sending Savage down to defense, has really been beneficial for the Blues game 2.
No, 100%. And here we go. Face-off win for Tampa. It's Kucherov trying to get it over to the other side, but nobody home. Here's Geyser with it now. Oh, some quick passing. Here's Savage. Big shot on and scores. Geyser takes the pass there from Savage, and it's 2-1 St. Louis.
And that's probably something Loxies wants to have back. I mean, he was in position. He just great shot.
No, 100%. Just a good opportunity. Good quick passing there. And they were able to blow right through that line that Tampa had set up. There's Ben Sniffer. He gets knocked off the puck. Geyser is able to get that one back. That one ends up going offside. Obviously not what they were hoping for there, but here we go. Face-off win for Tampa. Ooh, Taken coming over the line. That one will be called offside, so neutral zone face-off outside of the St. Louis Blues zone this time. Not as much back and forth so far here in this second period.
Yeah, it's been really like the Blues this period.
Yeah. Here you go, Tampa with it, trying to get that out. Here's Taken. Ooh, tries to get that over to Kucherov. That'll miss him. Go all the way back for an icing. So St. Louis is going to get an offensive zone face-off here.
And let's see if they can make something out of this. Yes. Now that they got Tampa on their heels.
Exactly. Here we go. Face-off won by St. Louis. Ben Sniffer can't get the shot off. There's Taken. Oh, Taken sending that one through. And another icing call. And Tampa now just can't seem to connect on the passes on the transition.
Yeah, Tampa just got to get back into their, their hockey their game and make those short passes. Nothing fancy.
Exactly. Keep it simple. Here's Taken with the puck now. He'll send that one down low. Stu has that knocked off him. Now here's Geezer coming back the other way. There's Savage. It's back up to the point. Savage out front to Geezer. That one gets picked off, and now Tampa coming back the other way. Kucherov turns it around, tries to get that over to Stu. That gets picked off. Now here comes Geezer. Geezer has that knocked off him. Tampa Bay trying to get that one out. It's kept in. Oh, big shot and a big stop there by Loxies. That one over to Stu. Stu will send that down into the St. Louis zone. Good bit of pressure here by Tampa, but not able to get the puck back. Here comes St. Louis now. There's Geezer. Geezer, looking to get that pass out front. Someone doesn't make it through now. Here they come back the other way. Tampa, Moosey with it now. Kucherov, just cannot get the shot off. Now here's Delete. Delete taking his time. Tried to pass that outward. I don't know what he was thinking there. And that one will get called for an icing. Man.
Looks like a frustration icing.
Yeah, 100%. Tampa does seem a little frustrated here. Here we go. Big face-off win for Tampa. Kucherov sending that one down to Taken. Taken tries to get back out front to Kucherov. Good stick there. Here's Stu now. Stu gets knocked off it. Now it's St. Louis coming back the other way. That one knocked off the stick of Ben Sniffer. Here's Stu now. Kucherov with it. He'll send that up to the point to Moosey. Moosey to Stu. Big shot on and a big stop there by Pro QC.
And Pro coming in with having a better performance from game one.
Like I said, it wasn't Pro that was in there. It was Legault that was in there.
Oh, it was Legault?
Yeah. So they just because Pro QC was, I thought it was Ronald. Again, I couldn't really see the names. I could see better once they went into the locker room. And Pro QC was actually playing right defense in that last game. So he's in here for this one. So definitely a big difference there for them. Here they come back now the other way. Stu getting knocked off the puck there. Here they go. There's Delete. He's knocked off the puck. They'll dump that one out. So at the end of 2, it's 2-1 for St. Louis.
Big defensive play from Moosey there. They were coming back with a 3-on-1.
Yeah. Yeah, and so far, Busta looking like he was right. So far, anyway. St. Louis up
so
by
far.
1 here.
Period 3, anything can happen now.
Exactly. I think Tampa just needs to make a few adjustments. Really, kind of it's a weird one, right? You want to say slow down, but you don't completely want to slow it down. But they need to start making some better decisions on the transition coming out of the defensive zone.
Oh yeah, I think that period 2, they kind of resorted to the Omaha play.
Yeah.
And I think they need to get back to how they were playing in game 1.
Yeah.
Keeping it simple. None of that, cheese. Just keep it simple. Play slow hockey. Because right now St. Louis is playing quick hockey, and you want to slow that down.
Yeah, right now St. Louis definitely owning it right now. Right, not getting all the opportunities that they want. But again, Connor Cares and Moosey are doing a great job defensively on that Tampa Bay end. Nothing can be taken away from those two guys here. As we now step in to the third period. St. Louis with the puck. Ben Sniffer gets that one back to the point. Down to Delete. Delete gets bumped there. Here's Stu with the puck now. 3-on-2. The Lightning coming back the other way. Great job there by Savage, knocking that off the stick. Here's Delete. Delete trying to get that one out front. That one gets picked off by Connor Cares. Connor Cares is just going to send it down. I don't know why they're doing this. Don't know why they're doing it again.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're taking a little bit of pressure.
I can't tell you either, Chalk.
Yeah, they got to take a little bit of pressure, but they got, yeah, I get trying to slow it down, but not in that case there. Big save there by Loxy's on that point shot from Savage. Here comes Kucherov now. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Kucherov with it. That was Kucherov getting bumped. Oh, here's Geezer. Big shot. A goal, and it's 3-1.
And St. Louis showing Tampa how to get it done on the Omaha play.
Yeah, exactly. Anything you can do, we can do better, St. Louis is saying here. Wow, that was wild. Oh, great job there.
If I was Tampa, I would not. Yeah, that was a great move by Geezer.
Yeah, the backhand tuck. Yeah, that was real pretty. That's going on the highlight reel, boys. And here we go. Tampa Bay trying to get one back here now. Kucherov with it to Musi. Oh, Stu's shot goes just wide of the net.
That was a laser beam.
Yeah. Not too bad it wasn't on net. Here's Geezer now. Still with the puck. Gets it down low to Ben Sniffer. Ben Sniffer out front trying to get it to Geezer, but that one can't get there. Here's Stu. He gets knocked off the puck. Kucherov back to Stu. Stu with a little bit of room. Oh, got to do something a little bit sooner. Can't get the shot off there. And now it's St. Louis coming right back the other way. Good pass out front, but that one gets blocked. St. Louis managing to keep it here. Big shot on tipped. And a big save there by Loxy's. Ben Sniffer getting it back up to the point. Savage's shot hits the body on the way through. That one will go wide. Trying to oh my God, from the corner.
And that one's rough.
Yeah, Ben Sniffer taking a shot out of the corner. Really weird angle shot. That one scores, and now it's 4-1 for St. Louis over Tampa. Loxy's, I don't know what happened there, if he came off the post or what. That didn't look dangerous, but it's 4-1.
Like I said during between the games, St. Louis just needs to get shots on net, and I don't know if they were listening, but I mean, they just threw that one on, and that was a gimme.
Almost, yeah. That's not what I was expecting there. Didn't expect to see that. That's got to be a rough one. That's got to sting a little bit here for Loxy's and the Tampa Bay Lightning, now down 4-1. 10:36 remaining. They're still in this. They're only down by 3. But they need to get one here quickly. Here comes Stu now. Stu will dump that one in. Taken, able to get the puck. Tries to get that one out front. Nobody there. So it's St. Louis back the other way. Delete. And that one out front. Oh, trying to get that out front to Ben Sniffer. And he misses it. Kucherov with it. He gets bumped off the puck. Gets hit there. St. Louis going to take their time and reset now. Oh, big hit there. Delete getting absolutely crushed. There's Savage getting it over to Geezer. How's that knocked off the stick? Here comes Stu back the other way now. Gets that to Taken. Taken over to Kucherov. Kucherov with a little bit of room. Gets that down to Taken. Oh, Taken trying to pass that right back out front to Kucherov. That was almost a nice play, but just couldn't connect there. Here's Musi with the puck now. Gets it over to Stu. Stu gets absolutely crushed. The Blues with the puck now. That one goes to Ben Sniffer. Ben Sniffer will putting that one on. And oh boy, that one ended up behind the net. That was almost another dangerous one from that same angle. Oh, big hit there. Oh, and the body's starting to fly here. Here's Geezer. He goes offside, so we'll get ourselves a neutral zone face-off here. Face-off win for St. Louis. Trying to pass that one back to the point. That won't get caught. Here's Stu now. Stu with a little bit of time. Oh, and he gets bumped right off the puck. Nobody there to send it to. Stu getting it right back. Here he comes now. Has that knocked off him by Delete. Delete getting that to Savage. Savage to Geezer. His pass across gets picked off, and now it's Tampa back the other way. Kucherov's pass gets picked off by Ben Sniffer. He gets bumped off the puck, so here comes Tampa back the other way. Here's Stu with a little bit of room. Can't get the shot off. Oh, boy. Kucherov looking out front. That one gets stopped. Now St. Louis back the other way. Delete. Sending that one around. Good job here by St. Louis. Oh, and again, Connor Kerr is just in great defensive positioning to make sure that was broken up. Here's Stu now. Stu overshot on. What a giant save by Pro QC. 32.8 remaining here. That was massive. That was massive, massive save there. And here we go. St. Louis with it now. Oh, Geezer with the puck now. He gets it over. Oh, that gets blocked. And a penalty coming here. 19.7 left. Tampa Bay might be able to get one here.
Going back to that save, I think that was a 3-on-1, so great job for the goalie keeping his composure there.
Yeah, Pro QC did a fantastic job there. Oh, face-off win for face-off win for St. Louis. And here comes Delete now. Oh, what a move there. He finally gets bumped off the puck. Now here they come back the other way. Kucherov has that knocked off him. And goes out to the side. 1 second remaining. And this one is over, so a split between St. Louis and Tampa Bay here tonight. But overall, some great hockey. Oh, man, I went back to that one. Did not mean to do that.
Jake is here in spirit.
yes, he is. His ghost lingers here with us. Oh, boy. But definitely a much better game here for St. Louis. Loxies with a little bit of struggle. That weird angle goal, man. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that. Feel bad for Tampa and the boys. But it seemed as soon as St. Louis got that second goal, they just kind of slowly started shutting it down, putting the screws to them, and walked away with that game.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't really it wasn't expected, or it wasn't surprising that St. Louis was going to come out like this.
No.
They had those few changes, which were very impactful.
Yeah.
And they got the job done. And I think, Tampa, I think they got away from how they played game one, and that's what cost them.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. That obviously cost them big time on the back set. And there it is. That's exactly how it went, how it turned out. But again, 1-1 split. Great game for Tampa Bay in the first one. Loxie's getting the shutout. And St. Louis able to kind of make those adjustments, turn it around, and take the second game. That's why these are two of the top teams in the 6HL right now, obviously. Like I said earlier, I feel bad because Buffalo technically right now is the number one in the East, if only by 2 points. But still, when we were setting this up, Tampa Bay was the number one, and I think we're going to see a battle going back and forth between them. So we'll be setting out the schedule for next week, Monday through Thursday. We are going to be live every night, the last 4 nights of the season, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We will be live all 4 nights. We'll have the schedule out over the weekend once we decide. Once we take a look at the standings and decide which games are probably going to be the most impactful. I think the first couple days we'll probably set a schedule and then have a few options set for ourselves for those last couple days, so that way we can kind of look at potential, matchups that may mean that last that 7th spot, right? That wild card, because still, like, looking at the standings right now, there's I think it's safe to say at this point Montreal and Minnesota are out of it. Vegas is still in there, though, holding on.
They can actually pull it off if they come together. I don't know how they did tonight, but they're only 2 points behind the Kings and Nashville.
For them, though, what I find, though, it's the stability, right? Like, they'll win a couple games here, but then drop 4, and then win a couple games here, and then drop, whatever, right? Like, they had that week where it just seemed like they finally found it. They went 9-1 on the, or no, sorry. Did they go 10-0 on that 1 week? No, I think it was 9-1. Yeah, sorry, it was 9-1.
They went like 9-1, something like that.
Yeah, they went 9-1 on the 1 week, and it looked like, okay, yeah, here's this Vegas team, exactly what we've been expecting. And since that point, there's been no stability. So it's been hard trying to find a way. So yes, there is a possibility there for them. Like I said, realistically, the only two teams I think that are kind of, unless something miraculous happens here in the last couple of nights, is Montreal and Minnesota.
Yeah, definitely. Minnesota's definitely out of it. They're sitting at 39 points. So,
Yeah.
I mean, unless there's a miracle out there, I don't see them having a chance.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there.
and
Yeah.
and Washington, I don't know how Boston did. Washington's only 4 points behind Boston. They could pull something out next week if they have like a good last week of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That Canucks are such a good team though, right? Like they're just there's some real tight battles in the West. The East is definitely tighter than we thought it was going to be. Obviously, the couple teams are on the top, Tampa Bay and Buffalo, kind of running away with that conference. But the 4, 5, 6, 7 spots are all going to change next week, I think, right? We're definitely going to see some movement. It's going to be interesting to see where everybody lands. I'm looking forward to see where everything goes. I'm looking forward to seeing what New Jersey does in their last week. I'm definitely interested in seeing how Nashville plays out in their last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few that I'm definitely looking forward to, a few that I definitely want to cover. I know, where's Washington at right now? Sorry.
Washington is sitting at 8 with 45 points, 4 points behind Boston at 49.
Yeah, see, so again, right, there's another one where, there is a possibility, right? We don't know exactly how they did tonight. But yeah, there is, obviously a strong potential. Now, while I got you, I'm gonna put you on the spot here because last night, while me and Rady were talking about some of the actual NHL news, and Marty Walsh taking over as the NHLPA director, talking about doing the World Cup, right, and having best on best, and you asked in the chat, right? Oh, well, isn't that just the Olympics? Well, if you had been listening, you would have heard me say earlier on, the NHL players are not allowed to participate in the Olympics anymore. Remember, the NHL cut that off, right? So we don't actually get. That's why at the last Olympics, it wasn't NHL players, right? So
Okay, gotcha.
so like for me, what I'm saying is that it would be fantastic, to see a best on best championship. A World Cup of hockey, like we have a World Cup of soccer, like we have a World Cup of baseball, right? Like, I think that would be massively, massively huge for the sport and good to see return to the game. And yeah, there's,
I definitely agree with you.
So definitely looking forward to that. I'm hoping that we're going to hear more about that. I'm sure it will happen over the summer once the owner meetings and the GM meetings commence. So we'll kind of have a better idea then as to what's going to happen. But hopefully we'll get one. Probably not for 23, but hopefully for 24. We'll see. We'll see a World Cup of hockey, and boy, oh boy, would that not be absolutely awesome, especially this day and age, right? Because like you could potentially still have Crosby in there. Ovi, I don't see either of those guys retiring this season. But now to see, like I said, Matthews. You got Matthews, McDavid, Panarin, right? Like so many great.
Zibanejad, like there's so many great players in this league, and
Yeah,
it would definitely be cool to have something where they can showcase their skills, like
yeah,
representing their country. Yeah, I'm not really too sure on why they banned NHL players from participating.
So basically, it goes like this: the owners are. Do I really want? Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Like the owners and like the NHL themselves, they look at the players as as a product, as property. And yes, to an extent, they're right? Because like they are. It is an exposition. It is theater, right? And they are the players. So, right, if these guys get injured while they're playing in an international tournament, how much does that affect a team? Well, like, come on, there's how many guys in the NHL? Of course, there's always potential of guys getting injured. There's also potential of guys getting injured while playing, during the NHL season. We see it happen, right? But if the guys want to play internationally, to tell them that they can't, I think is wrong. And so I'm happy to see a director of the NHLPA that is actually going to step up and stand up for the players in that. Right, like I said, my only fear, as I said with Rady last night, is I hope it doesn't lead to another Bettman lockout.
Yeah, going back, I don't know, like what I would like to see is changes the regulation, like overtime. They go to the shootout, right?
Yeah.
I want them to take that away. I
Yeah.
just don't think it's. I saw McDavid. He said he had some thoughts on it. I just don't think it's good for hockey to go like you just let them play. Let them play. Let them play overtime, no matter what it is.
Yeah, at the end of 5, that's it, right? Bring back the tie. Just bring back the tie, the 1 point for the tie to both sides, right? Like, I get it. They want to make sure that there is a winner because you can't go continuous overtime during the regular season, dude. That would be like, especially with like the amount of travel and everything else, that could like totally kill certain teams.
Yeah, just after the one thing, just it's tied. You get 1 point.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I agree. Go back to the old way. There are a lot of things that I think could and potentially should be changed in terms of the rules. But again, we'll see what happens next season. We'll see what happens as things go along here. Yeah, buddy, this was fun. This was.
Oh yeah, dude, I had a lot of fun.
No, this was the night I was hoping for. Like I said, a 1-1 split. Busta, you were almost right. St. Louis won, but they definitely won by more than one. Drudge and C, how you doing, buddy? What up, official 6HL? TJ, happy Friday to you in the chat. Yes, happy Friday to you as well. Friday night hockey in the 6HL. Yeah, as I said, Harry, this has been an absolute blast. Had a great time with you here tonight. Nobody wanted to get in for interviews. I don't blame them. It's Friday night. I want to be going out to the bar after I'm done playing some hockey, right? So,
yeah, I don't blame them either.
No. Hopefully we'll be able to resurrect some of this as we move into the playoffs. Remember, guys, we have one more week. Next week is the final week of the regular season before we move into the playoffs. The battles next week are going to be jockeying for position, getting those final playoff spots. We're pretty sure that St. Louis is definitely locked up that top spot in the West. So they'll get the bye week in week 1 of the playoffs. But the Eastern Conference is a different story. Right, we still have that big battle going back and forth between Buffalo and Tampa, and one of these two teams is going to take it, but only 2 points separating the two of them. I don't know if anybody in the chat can tell me who won in the Buffalo games tonight. That would be good to know. Because if Buffalo went 1-1, then they're still only 2 points ahead right now. Yeah, that's so definitely going to be a lot of movement next week in the Eastern Conference. I think is going to be a whole lot of fun to watch. So we'll make sure that we are covering as many games as possible next week, keeping you guys up to date on the scores and letting you know what's happening around the league. Just taking a quick look here.
Yeah, and I don't know if people are aware of that the first seed gets the first round bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have some updates, not from Buffalo, but Philly. Philly took both games on New Jersey.
Wow.
And then Boston picking up 2 more points. They split with LA. So that's not looking good for Vegas or Washington if they want to make a push here next week.
No. And Philadelphia, man, what a Cinderella story. When I got traded, I was over in Vegas. I got traded over to Philadelphia. They got some real luck at the RA draft, and they have just turned it around. They have turned it around. They have done everything in the right way. These guys are playing on absolute fire now. And if we're being honest here, I think that Philadelphia may be that dark horse team that, not enough people are talking about.
Yeah, and I actually puts them 1 point behind New Jersey.
Oh,
sitting
boy.
at 63 with New Jersey 64. So those are four big points to pick up on here going in next week. You know, next week is really going to be crucial for these teams to solidify their playoff spot. You know, and who they match up against in the playoffs.
I may have to go out and buy a Philly hat this weekend.
Rep some of that Philly gear.
Rep some of that Philly gear. Send some love to Black and Warcage and You're Cool. This guy's doing a fantastic job over there in that Philly locker room, man. Like I said, you know, guys can call it whatever they want. I've seen it said in the chat and whatever, you know, that they got lucky at the RA draft, but that's how it goes, right? Like, you know, like you're picking guys you don't know, and it definitely worked out for them. It could have worked out for anyone in the exact same way, right? Those picks could have went any way. They were, you know, guys looked past some of these guys beforehand. And that's how it ended up the way that it did. But again, Philadelphia doing a great job. Like to see them going from the absolute bottom now to just 2 points behind New Jersey, who has been a terror in this league. That is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks in a row they were at the bottom too, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, exactly. And now here they are. They are just an absolute beast of a machine. It's been a great week here in the 6HL. Thank you all so much for joining us all week long, Harry. The head of media here for the 6HL. Anything you'd like to say to our friends?
Thank you for having me here, Chalk, and I'm excited for the playoffs. It's going to be very exciting and competitive.
Right on. Just waiting to get that 6HL playoff logo. That's coming soon. Rady, Rady, I know you're watching. Get to work, man.
Yeah, you said you would have that last night for us.
Yeah. No, you know what? Last night he was with me on the stream, so we'll give him the one extra day.
Yeah.
We gotta get something going here, boys.
We'll cut him this one slack.
Yeah, cut him some slack here on this one. Thank you very much, Harry. It's been an absolute blast hanging out with you tonight, everybody. Again, thank you so much for watching. This again. Absolutely fantastic Friday night here in the 6HL. Always enjoy hanging out with you guys. We love you all, and we'll see you next time.
Want more 6HL? Give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. As well, you can join us every time we go live for one of our streams on the official 6HL Twitch channel.